The story begins with a scene of a little boy named Andre, who is sad and teary-eyed because his father has died. Andre's father was a police officer who died while apprehending a drug dealer. From this moment, Andre decides to dedicate his heart to becoming a police officer and continuing his father's mission to eradicate crime, especially drug-related crimes. 19 years later, Andre is seen as a grown man. Andre has successfully become a police officer and holds a strategic position as a detective. The scene continues at night. Two men named Ray and Michael are preparing to commit a crime. They are hired criminals tasked with retrieving 30 kilograms of drugs from a place called Mostos. They must deliver the drugs to the person who hired them. At the location, they meet the owner. They force the owner to show them where the drugs are. Michael was surprised to find out that there were actually 300 kilograms of drugs instead of 30. Feeling that this was not in line with their agreement, Michael asked Ray to leave. However, Ray, tempted by the drugs, took more than 30 kilograms. Suddenly, two police cars arrive at the scene. Ray and Michael, who were about to leave, hear something outside and hide. The police, suspecting something is wrong inside, break down the door. Then, Ray takes down each police officer who enters. One officer manages to call for backup using his walkie-talkie. After incapacitating the police officers, Ray and Michael rush to leave the place. However, their car crashes into a police car that has just arrived. Ray immediately sprays down the police car in front of him with bullets. With their car blocked, they decide to get out and free themselves from the approaching police. Ray, flanking to the right, manages to ambush and eliminate the last police officer there. Then they leave the scene. However, they get caught on traffic camera for traffic violations. Moments later, Andre arrives at the crime scene. There, he meets the local police chief named McKenna and a local detective, McKenna's subordinate, named Frankie. McKenna asks Andre to work with Frankie to solve the case. Although initially reluctant, Andre eventually agrees to cooperate with Frankie. They start investigating and collecting evidence at the scene. After that, Andre and Frankie meet an FBI agent named Antoine, who has just arrived at the scene. From the investigation conducted by Andre and Frankie, they believe the criminals are still in New York. Andre then asks the FBI to seal off the island. Antoine, who had a heated argument with Andre, finally agrees to Andre's request to seal off the island and gives him only until 5 in the morning. Without wasting any time, Andre immediately executes his strategy and directs all the police on the island to capture the criminals. Elsewhere, Ray and Michael meet the person who hired them. That person is named Hawk Tyler. Michael hands over the 30 kilograms of drugs he brought and demands extra payment for the job. After tough negotiations, Tyler finally gives Michael the money he asked for. Seeing the large amount of money they have, Tyler suggests they meet someone named Addie, who specializes in money laundering and creating new identities for people who want to escape the police. After getting the address, Michael and Ray head straight to Addie's place. However, at the same time, the police discover Ray and Michael's identities. The police uncover their identities from a red light camera photo they had run through and combined with police technology. After that, their identities are circulated to all the police on the island. In short, Ray and Michael arrive at Addie's place. Addie immediately starts working on new identities for Ray and Michael. Then, Addie explains how they can escape the lockdown island. While they're talking, suddenly someone bangs on the door, putting Ray and Michael on high alert. Addie, annoyed by the dents on his door, goes to check. But it turns out the people who came are police officers. One of the officers, named Kelly, who is also McKenna's subordinate, reports and calls for backup using his walkie-talkie. Andre, hearing the report, rushed to the scene. However, Andre felt confused by how easily Kelly found the two criminals. Addie, who was dying, instructed Michael to take the flash drive from his computer. Addie then told Michael the password for the flash drive. Due to the increasingly dangerous situation, Ray suggested to Michael that they leave the place. Andre and Frankie, who had just arrived at the scene, saw the two criminals and immediately chased after them. A shootout ensued, and eventually, Ray was shot in the stomach. Then Ray and Michael continued running. Due to the gunshot wound, Ray decided to lean against the door while pointing his gun. Then Andre arrived and shot Ray, killing him instantly. After that, Andre immediately went to find the other criminal, Michael. In a different place, Frankie was seen entering a room filled with hanging meat. As Frankie was looking around, she was suddenly slapped by Michael. Then, Michael took Frankie hostage. Shortly afterward, Andre arrived at the scene. Seeing Frankie being held hostage, Andre began to talk to Michael. Michael then told Andre that when he was stealing the drugs, the police suddenly arrived. However, the police who arrived seemed unfazed, as if they were used to being there. Then Michael told Andre that when he was at the money launderer's place, Addie, the police suddenly arrived and shot Addie without warning. Michael added that before he escaped, Addie gave him a flash drive. Andre was a bit confused but suggested that Michael turn himself in and check the flash drive. However, Michael didn't want to surrender and ran away immediately. Andre, having lost Michael's trail, immediately ordered all the police on the island to capture Michael alive, as Michael had important information for the case he was handling. Michael, while on the run, entered a hotel and followed one of the hotel room owners. Michael then ambushed the room owner and demanded the password for the laptop in the room. After getting the password, Michael slapped the room owner until he passed out. Then, Michael opened the flash drive he had brought. Michael was shocked to see the data on the police inside the flash drive. After that, Michael took a moment to shower and shave his mustache and beard. Then, Michael hurriedly left the hotel. However, Michael's presence in the hotel was detected by the police. Andre, who received the report, immediately rushed to chase Michael. Arriving at the scene, Andre got out of the car and pursued Michael. In short, Michael runs towards the subway station. Andre, relentless in his pursuit, continues to chase Michael, with Frankie following them both from behind. Then, Andre and Michael enter a train. Inside the train, Andre asks Michael to surrender and hand over the flash drive. After a heated argument, Andre finally convinces Michael, and Michael decides to surrender. However, unexpectedly, Frankie manages to board the train and immediately shoots Michael. Frankie, thinking he has killed Michael, reports to his superior, McKenna. However, while Frankie is reporting, Michael, who is not yet dead, manages to give the flash drive and its password to Andre. After that, Michael takes his last breath. Andre becomes even more suspicious that there is something unusual about the case he is handling. After getting off the train, Andre tries to borrow Frankie's phone. Then, Andre opens Frankie's call log. Andre's suspicions deepen after he sees the call log on Frankie's phone. The next morning, McKenna is shocked to see Andre sitting calmly inside his house. Andre, having seen the contents of the flash drive he got from Michael, reveals everything to McKenna, concluding that the drugs at Mostos belonged to McKenna. When McKenna's men were moving the drugs, they clashed with Ray and Michael, who were robbing the drugs at the place. A shootout ensued, resulting in the death of 8 of McKenna's men that night. After that, McKenna ordered his men to kill the money launderer, Addie, to prevent any information about him and his men from leaking. Hearing Andre's conclusion, McKenna remains silent and cannot deny it. However, while they are talking, McKenna's men suddenly arrive at the house, and a shootout occurs. Andre manages to take down each of McKenna's men who come to the house. After that, Andre confronts McKenna. McKenna, not wanting to be captured, chooses to attack Andre. Andre, forced to defend himself, shoots McKenna, killing him instantly. In the final moments, Frankie arrives at the house, pointing her gun at Andre. With the strength and plot armor of the main character, Andre manages to persuade Frankie to turn herself in and then takes her away. And the movie ends. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe. Because by subscribing, you have supported me to make better videos. See you in the next video.